Greetings everyone, this is Rock and Roll Spot Connection, and today we'll be doing the first in our unboxing series of the new DC HeroClix set, Justice League Unlimited, based on the modern classic cartoon from Warner Brothers. Modern classic being, around 15 years ago. But yeah, so we got a case and a half altogether. We're going to start off by opening, we'll say between 5 and 7 boosters from the first brick here. Alright. The set's themes are going to include the Justice League, the Injustice League, the Seven Soldiers of Victory, and the Justice Lords. Chase figures are based off of the Super Friends cartoon from the 70s, just like with the Batman animated set. Anyways, we'll get started with, how about the first one here in the back? Keep this out. Alright. So, first booster. Let's see. We got something good. Alright. Alright, we got Justice Lord and Hawkgirl. We've got a Star Lab Scientist, Copperhead, Huntress, and Amazo. Oh, and it looks like that Hawkgirl is a super rare. Okay, alright. Definitely not going to complain about getting a super rare in the first booster. Alright, so. Also, a new mechanic introduced in this set is team-up cards. Team-up cards, to a degree, kind of strike me as being a potential replacement for the relationship-based traits. Alright. Okay, so let's get everyone out. And we'll put them all on their first clicks. Oh, it's gonna be so nice having have Huntress again in clicks. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Star Lab Scientist. She comes in at 15 points. Has the Central City, Fawcett City, Gotham City, Keystone City, Metropolis, Project Cadmus, Star Labs, Star City, and Scientist keywords. All she has is a trait. Welcome to Star Labs. Press the number on the keypad for the division you wish to speak with. As a free action, roll a d6. On a 1, she gains Empower. 2, Enhancement. 3, Support. 4, Perplex. 5, Outwit. 6, Probability Control. Or, she doesn't get it. Friendly characters named Star Lab Scientists can use that power until your next turn or until a trait with this name is activated again. So if you've got multiples of her, you could maybe, or, if you're running a Star Labs team or a Cadmus team, roll a d6. Oh, hey, I got Perplex. Okay. So that you perplex up someone's attack. They do their attack, and then after that you roll for another one, and oh hey, it's now in power. Put them next to a someone doing with who's going to be doing close combat, and oh hey, look, yeah, +1 damage. The dial is rather unremarkable. No powers, 3 clicks. You know, it's a rather it's a support piece, plain and simple. Next up, we're going to look at Copperhead. Now, Copperhead, I think I probably vaguely had heard of him before Justice League. That said, he was a member of the first Justice League lineup on the show. He comes in at 40 points. He's got the Injustice League, Secret Society, Supervillains, Suicide Squad, and Animal keywords. And he also has the Injustice League trait, which shows up on more than a few of the Injustice League characters. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. On a 6, give an action token to an opposing character that's 100 points or less. Okay. Speed, he's got a special power called Slither Close, giving him leap, climb, sidestep, and plasticity. And looking at the rest of the dial, we've got some plasticity on speed. We also have some poison on attack, followed by precision strike, super senses, and combat reflexes. Attack values are combat values aren't bad. We've got 7 all the way through on move, and with that sidestep on the first 3 clicks, he basically has a 9 movement. We got a 10 for his first 3 attack clicks, and the other 2 are 9s. An 18 starting defense, a couple clicks of 17, and a couple clicks of 16 with combat reflexes. So, you know, not too shabby. Next up, we've got the common Amazo. Now, Amazo, for those who may be unaware, is an android made by Professor Anthony Ivo. The whole shtick with Amazo is that he basically can copy the powers of any powered individual around him. And various versions of Amazo over the years have had interesting takes on that. In Justice League, when he showed up, he was able to mimic Green Lantern's ring. But yeah. So, Amazo comes in at 125, 175, or 40 points. He's got Indomitable on defense, which always a plus. We've got the Injustice League, Project Cadmus, and Robot keywords. All we got power-wise are 2 traits. First off is Power Adaptation. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose a character within 4 squares in line of fire, and up to 2 standard powers that character can use. If Amazo was 125 points, you may choose 3 standard powers instead. Amazo can use the chosen powers and has the printed range value of the chosen character until he chooses again. Okay, alright. So you could, for example, give him Running Shot, Penetrating Psychic Blast, and Invincible. Let's see, if that character can use those, that is. Next up, we have Invincible Android Body. Amazo takes a maximum of 1 damage when attacked by a character that can use a power other than willpower that Amazo can use. He can't be healed, equipped, or chosen for Mastermind. Okay, alright. And there's a look at the dial. Kind of long, but with the fact that he can only have up to 3 powers at a time, you know. We got some decent combat values though. 6 straight clicks of 10 speed, followed by a 9 and 2 8s. 3 12 attacks, 3 11 attacks, and 3 10 attacks. Opening defense of 19, 4 clicks at 18, 3 at 17. Damage starts off at 4 and drops only to a 3. Yeah, that's something. Alright, so next up we've got... Oh, okay, that's the shtick here. Neat, okay. Next up we've got Huntress. Huntress, the Helena Bertinelli version, Showed up actually quite a bit in JLU, as she had become a member of the team of the JLA comic book team. Um, Many of her episodes, some of her episodes dealt with question, some dealt with setting up what basically equated to Birds of Prey. But anyway, Huntress comes in at 40 points, has the Batman Ally team ability, and Copper has the Injustice League team ability, by the way. We've got the Batman family, Birds of Prey, Justice League, and martial artist keywords. Now, I kind of get the feeling that, having looked at some of the other dials in this set and keyword listings, I get the feeling that what WizKids was kind of doing was just kind of saying, okay, well, we'll just make this character and we'll use the keywords that apply to the comic version as well as the cartoon. So, yeah. Anyway, we got two traits. First off, she has the Justice League version of the Injustice League trait. Justice League Unlimited. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. On a 6, remove an action token from another friendly character with the Justice League keyword that's 100 points or less. Then we've got, when are you going to take me out on a real date, Q? As a free action, turn objects to the same click number on of a different color. Okay. And then we got, basically we have a range. We got a ranged dial and a close dial. The range dial, it's all running shot, energy explosion, initial deflection, range combat expert. The close dial is charge, quake, combat reflexes, and close combat expert. Attack value, the number drops below a 10, starts off at 11. Defense, it never starts at 17, it drops as low as a 16. Her damage, it could be better, but at the same time, she does have range combat expert and close combat expert, so she can up that damage. And next up, we've got Hawk Girl from the Justice Lords. Now, for anyone who may not have watched Justice League Unlimited, the Justice Lords was it was honestly a kind of a take on the Crime Syndicate of America. The Crime Syndicate of America is a long-standing alternate Justice League from an alternate Earth. Their whole deal is they are the evil counterparts of the Justice League. You've got Ultraman, Owlman, Superwoman, Power Ring, Johnny Quick, so on and so forth. The Justice Lords was a different take on that. On another world, the Flash was killed by Lex Luthor. Superman lost it, killed Lex. President Lex, I might add. And the League took over the country as the Justice Lords. And then they discovered the Earth that the Justice League was on, and were like, hey, they look like they could use some help. And so they came to our Earth and tried to take over. Superman lobotomized Doomsday. So it was a long-running kind of, okay, this is a thing we're actually kind of scared about. All right, so Hawk Girl comes in at 70 points. She's got the Justice Lords, Mystical, Past, Ruler, and Warrior keywords. Two traits. First off is Justice Lords, which obviously is on all of the Justice Lords. When Hawk Girl damages an opposing character with an attack, after resolutions, deal that character one unavoidable damage. If that character is not KO'd, immediately heal it one click. Wait. Okay. I think that makes sense. It's weird, but okay. Next up is Thanagarian Nth Metal. When Hawk Girl hits, after resolution, you may choose an object equipped to a hit character and remove it from the game. This can affect indestructible equipment which are scored normally. That is insane because, well, there's a lot of indestructible equipment out there that's really big. For example, these octopus arms from Earth X, or the Infinity Gems from Black Panther and the Illuminati. Alright, so dials are all standard powers. We got some hypersonic, some charge, some precision strike, some quake, some super senses, some invulnerability, and some close combat expert. I'm actually kind of impressed at the, I would say, restraint being shown. Also, it's nice having it's nice to have Hot Girl available in Clicks again. If I've been honestly trying to build a Justice League, at the very least, an original 7 Justice League cartoon lineup with admittedly, yes, the regular members, but it has not been easy because some members are not made as often as others. Alright, next up we've got the Joker, we've got Martian Manhunter, we've got Lex, we've got Dr. Tracy Simmons, and we've got Dr. Fate. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, and we got a team-up card. Okay, alright. Okay, that's actually a, I'll have to look into that later. Alright. Yeah, Joker showed up in a couple... Well, Joker didn't show up in Justice League Unlimited so much as he did in Justice League. In part because of the events of the Batman Beyond movie, Return of the Joker, that established that... oh, okay, cool. That answers another question I had about team-ups. In the Batman Beyond movie, Return of the Joker, it's revealed that Robin was kidnapped and brainwashed by Joker and snapped and killed Joker. So they kind of just never brought Joker up. However, in Justice League, first off, he appeared as part of the Injustice League from the get-go because, I mean, it was first designed to be, by and large, the opposites of in some points, you had nemesis of the League members. In other cases, it was just kind of analogs. Like, so you had Lex, you had Joker, you had Cheetah, Shade. Yeah, you get the idea, though. Alright, so we're going to start things off with Dr. Fate. I like the sculpt. I mean, it's a little bland, but it's very, well, Fate. I mean, that's kind of his shtick. So, Dr. Fate comes in at either 65 points or 10 points. Has the JLA and Mystics team abilities, as well as the Justice League, Justice Society, Future, Mystical, and Past keywords. Then we've got 2 traits. First off is duplicates of myself from throughout time and space. During your force construction, you may add Dr. Fate for 10 points if you have a Dr. Fate starting at 65 points on your starting force. For all characters with this trait, if you have 2 to 4 characters named Dr. Fate on your force, action total +1. If you have 5 or more, action total +2. Okay, alright. Then we got the Justice League Unlimited trait, like Huntress has. Then look, there's the dial. We got some phasing, we got some sidestep, we got start and end dial telekinesis, mid dial incapacitate, a full run of inertial deflection, beginning and end dial enhancement, and mid dial probability control. Combat values. Honestly, his combat values are pretty good. We've got 8. The 8 speed is all right. It is. I don't really see it as much of a hindrance with the not having much in the way of movement attack. And it drops down to a 7. That's really not bad. He starts off with a 10 attack. During his the middle of his dial, he's down to 11, and then back to a 10 at the end. So that's quite good. A 17 defense straight across, so basically a 19 up from against range. 3 damage at the beginning and the end of the dial, 2 in the middle. Honestly, he could be a lot worse. Next up, we've got the Joker. The Clown Prince of Crime himself. Joker here comes in at 50 points and has the Batman enemy team ability. Those unaware, Batman enemy team ability allows him to share his attack value or share a friendly with another character with the Batman enemy team ability, or using the Batman enemy team ability, or use the attack value of a character with the team, or at least using the team ability. So, it comes in at 50 points. We have a 20-point trait, which we'll get to that in a second. He's got the Arkham Asylum, Gotham City Underworld, and Justice League and Celebrity keywords. So, the 20-point trait. I mentioned the last time he showed up on Justice League, he basically took over the Las Vegas Strip and set up bombs. And said, okay, the Justice League's got to come along and they have to find the bombs and defuse them. And then also kind of saying, oh yeah, some of them are duds, some of them aren't, but you've got henchmen to face no matter what. The henchmen being the Royal Flush Gang, voiced by the voice actors who would end up voicing the Teen Titans on the Teen Titans cartoon. So, 20-point trait, time bombs on the Strip. During force construction, you may add 2 JLU-10 the Jokers to your starting force on the click number 1 that appears after the orange KO line. They have a 0-point value for all effects, including scoring, but you don't have to reveal the point value of any copies of the Joker until required. Okay. So there's the dial, and we've got some special powers. On speed, we've got seems to be everywhere: leap, climb, plasticity, sidestep, and stealth. You got that for 2 clicks on the main dial, and the first 2 of 3 on the final dial, or on the decoy dial. On attack, we've got poison. Seems to be everywhere, clicks into sidestep on the main dial. On defense, we've got, for most of both dials, super senses, but we've also got a special power for the decoy dial. Boom! It's a stop click, and when it's first revealed, deal 1 penetrating damage to all adjacent characters, then KO the Joker. On damage, we've got, oops, I did it again! It grants shape change, and when he uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, you may generate within range of line of fire Joker on the decoy dial. Okay, and he's also got a couple clicks of exploit weakness. Give you a good look at those. There's the decoy dial. There's the main dial. I have to admit, I am rather fond of having figures that actually have a purpose behind multiple copies, especially when they're common. Next up, we have Dr. Tracy Simmons. Now, Dr. Simmons here was on one episode of the show, The Greatest Story Never Told, and it's actually one of my favorite episodes of the series. The League is fighting Mordru. Everyone's getting called in. And Booster Gold finally gets the call to go in, and Batman assigns him to crowd control. Booster Gold is he's a glory hound, in all honesty. He is a glory hound. And so he wants to do, and so Dr. Simmons comes upon him and tells him about this, this experiment that went wrong, and so, but only he tries to help, and he manages to save the day, but only just. And a running gag is Booster being mistakenly called Green Lantern. So anyway, Dr. Simmons comes in at 20 points. She has the Metropolis, Star Labs, and Scientist keywords, as well as the trait Gravity Inhibitor Collar. As a free action, choose an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire that can use flight. Until your next turn, that character can't use flight and has their speed value. Looking at the dial, we've got some sidestep on speed, a couple clicks of willpower on defense. She opens up with a click of perplex on damage, which gives way to a couple clicks of outwit. So for 20 points, she's not bad. Like, at all. Alright, next up we've got Lex Luthor. Now there are multiple Lexes in the set. Let's see which one this is. Okay, this is our regular run-of-the-mill Lex. So Lex comes in at 50 points. He's got the Superman Enemy and Injustice League team abilities. Superman Enemy allows him to use Outwit when adjacent to another character with the Superman team ability of a lower point value. And Injustice League is basically Colossal Stamina, but I could be wrong. Okay, so comes in at 50 points. He's got the Injustice League, Metropolis, Cadmus, Politician, and Scientist keywords. He also has the Injustice League trait like Copperhead does. Then looking at his dial, we've got a couple clicks of Running Shot followed by a few clicks of Sidestep. We've got a special power on attack, Custom-Made Ray Technology. Choose one. Penetrating Psychic Blast, Precision Strike, Ranged Combat Expert, or Improved Targeting towards hindering terrain. Lex can use the chosen power or ability this turn. Okay, alright, that's actually really not bad for that attack. Then we've got some inertial deflection, some willpower, and he seems to go back and forth between enhancement and outwit. All in all, not bad actually. I think I'd say it's actually that's a quality Lex, to be perfectly honest. Alright, next up, Martian Manhunter. Now, what I said about having trouble making a team based on the original 7 from Justice League, Martian Manhunter and Hawkgirl are on the top of that list of the reasons that was so damn hard to do. Because for some reason, WizKids that likes to say, hey, let's put Martian Manhunter in set. Oh, we had one of him just 5 years ago. We don't need another one. Oh yeah, good point. How about Prez? That's fine. Nothing against Prez. It's just that, and that was actually that was actually basically commissioned by a tournament winner. So, to any fans of Prez watching, hey, I got no hard feelings. I just love me some Jean, So, Jean comes in at either 100 points or 50 points. He's got Indomitable and the JLA team ability. He also has the Justice League International, and Detective keywords. And he has the Justice League Unlimited trait, just like Huntress and Dr. Fate. As well as another trait, Shape-Shifting and Intangibility. This grants him Shape Change and Super Senses, and when he uses Shape Change and succeeds, you may change the target of that attack to a character other than the attacker that is adjacent to Martian Manhunter, even if it is otherwise an illegal target. That's kind of cool. Anyway, we have a special power on speed. I am not from around here, which gives him Mind Control and Phasing Teleport. When he uses Phasing Teleport and moves 4 squares or less after resolutions, he may make a close attack. Okay. And looking at the dial there, we start off with that special power for most of the dial. We get a few clicks of sidestep, nothing on attack. On defense, we've got some invincible, invulnerability, impervious, toughness, with all of the reducers. We get some leadership and a couple clicks of close combat expert. And I'm not going to say his values are consistent, but they don't. There's not a sharp drop. We get a couple clicks of 9 of 9 attack. Speed drops all the way down to a 7. Defense drops as low as a 17. Damage is actually fairly consistent. We get a couple 4s, and a whole bunch of 3s. So, not bad, not bad. Definitely worth utilizing. Now let's take a look at the team-up card. So team-up cards are going to look just like the regular cards. In fact, I'll put them side by. I'll show you both, so side by side. The difference being the blue instead of black. So, also team-up cards will be in the upcoming House of X set. We got the same. We got the same dial. We got the same power list. We've got the same special power. We've got the same keywords. The Justice Unlimited. 2 of the same traits. Then we've got the team-up trait, though. Wonder Woman. If the listed friendly character is on the map, Martian Manhunter can use Empower, and opposing characters can't modify Martian Manhunter's combat values. Now, when you reveal your forces, you may replace a game element's default card with an alternate card, like a team-up card. You can't choose a team-up card if any characters on your starting force share a name. Okay, alright. Actually, we'll set that aside. Moving on to our third booster. God, this is going to probably be a bit longer than I was anticipating. Oh, we got Speedy, we got Batman. Let's see, we got Speedy, Amanda Waller, Batman, Red Tornado, and we got the Common Prime Batman. All right. Bats, Tornado, Justice Lord Batman, The Wall, and Speedy. Sadly, this is probably the only Speedy I have for a good long while, because for some reason they don't want. DC doesn't like the idea of Roy Harper being, anything other than Green Arrow's ex-junkie sidekick. Or, dead. Alright, so... Alright, we'll start off with Prime Batman. Let's get him on his, What episode was that? So this is the Prime Batman. You might notice he's holding a microphone. This Batman is from the episode This Little Piggy. The premise of the episode was Cersei turned Wonder Woman into a pig. And so Batman was spearheading a covert op, basically a tongue-in-cheek covert op to have her get Wonder Woman back to normal. In the end, he ended up having to sing the song Am I Blue? And Cersei undid the spell. Batman comes in at 40 points. He's got the Batman Ally team ability as well as the Batman Family Gotham City Justice League Detective Martial Arts and Police keywords. He also has improved movement, ignores hindering terrain. We got 2 traits. The first off is something when gone you can never regain. For the rest of the game, Batman can't, or as a free action, for the rest of the game, Batman can't use the Batman Ally team ability, and whenever he occupies a clear square and is given a ranged action to use Incapacitate, Mind Control, or Penetrate Psychic Blast, he can use improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain, and may make ranged combat attacks out of adjacency, and may instead target all opposing characters within line of fire. The other trait, it seems that magic always has a price, Colossal Stamina. Okay, so let's look at the dial. You may notice all of the colors are All the powers are blue. Got some mind control, some plasticity, some incapacitate, some penetrating psychic blast. We've got some mastermind. We've got some barrier. We've got some shape change, and of course some probability control. It's a nice little nod to that, I would say. Next up, we've got Amanda Waller, or simply put, the Wall. Amanda Waller is, for those who may be unaware, is the leader of the Suicide Squad. Anyway, she comes in at 35 points as the Suicide Squad team ability, as well as the Project Cadmus, Suicide Squad, Politician, and Soldier keywords. She's got a special power on damage, national security, leadership. It succeeds on a 4 through 6. When the result is a 6, instead of the normal effect, you may remove an action token from a friendly character of 100 points or less anywhere on the map. That's really, really good, and especially in sealed even. Looking at her dial, we've got stealth on speed, a couple of clicks of penetrating psychic blast, and mastermind on defense, and national security on damage. It's that, I gotta say, it's that special power that really makes her worth mentioning. Next up, we've got Red Tornado. Red Tornado comes in at 75 points as the JLA team ability, as well as the Justice League, Young Justice, and Robot keywords. He also has a Justice League Unlimited trait, as well as another trait, Gale Force Winds, which grants him Force Blast, Charge, and Combat, or Force Blast, which grants him Force Blast, and Charge and Combat reflexes can't prevent knockback of opposing characters within 3 squares of Red Tornado. However, size, multi-base, and other effects can still prevent it. Then, looking at the dial, we've got a full run of sidestep. On attack, we've got to open up a special power, Cyclone Forces. As a power action, Red Tornado can use telekinesis twice at no cost. That then gives way to regular telekinesis. On defense, we start off with invulnerability, then we got some toughness, ending up with some regen. Then we get some mid-dial close combat expert, and he also has Indomitable because, well, you know, robot. Alright. Next up, we've got Justice Lord Batman. So, Justice Lord Batman comes in at 65 points as the Batman Allied team ability, as well as the Gotham City Justice Lords, Detective, Martial Arts, and Ruler keywords. He also has improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain. We got 2 traits. First off, the Justice Lord's trait, same as Hawkgirl, as well as the trait, They'd Be So Proud of You. Adjacent opposing characters can use mind control, but only to target Batman. Alright, so looking at the dial, we open up with the special speed power, Too Much to Be Done, giving him running shot and sidestep. That gives him a regular sidestep, then we got some incap and some precision strike. On defense, he's got Indomitable. He also has some toughness, some combat reflexes, and a couple clicks about wit, and a couple clicks of perplex on damage. Not too shabby. Alrighty. And finally, we've got Speedy. Now, Roy Harper is, in my opinion, one of the most woefully mistreated characters in the DC universe. Alright, but anyway, Speedy comes in at 45 points. He's got the Justice League, Outlaws, Outsiders, 7 Soldiers, and Teen Titans keywords. He also has 2 traits, Justice League Unlimited, just like Red Tornado, Martian Manhunter, Dr. Fate, Huntress, and so forth, as we go on. And Quantum Arrow. Power. Once per game, choose a square within range and line of fire. Speedy can use Pulse Wave at no cost as if he occupied that square. Okay, alright. Then looking at his dial, Got a couple clicks of the special speed power, a mobile arsenal, which giving him leap, climb, and running shot. Then we get some sidestep and a click of running shot itself. On attack, we got some energy explosion followed by some precision strike. Defense, we've got initial deflection followed by willpower, and finally some mid to late dial range combat expert. Okay, all right. I can dig it. Alrighty, moving on. And as you may have noticed, Speedy does have the 7 Soldiers keyword, and 7 Soldiers of Victory are a trait, or are a theme, sub-theme of the set, based on the episode that Speedy was in, entitled Patriot Act. Alright. We got Shazam, we got Shining Knight, Green Lantern, Dr. Emil Hamilton, and we've got Shade. And we got another team-up card. Okay. Set that aside, and then... Alrighty. Lantern. Shazam. Hamilton, Shining Knight, and Shade. Okay, so let's get started with Green Lantern. God damn. I really hope I get an extra one of him because he's got a very loose dial. And yeah, Green Lantern is not as prevalent of a thorn on my side when making a Clicks team based on the original 7 members of the animated Justice League, but they're still not. They don't usually use him as much. So Lantern comes in at 65 points. He's got the Green Lantern Corps, Justice League, and Soldier keywords. He has the Justice League Unlimited trait. And we got a special speed power, all aboard. You give him a move action, and he can carry regardless of the flight symbol. And he modifies his speed +1 for each carried character with a JLA team ability. And he can move up to his speed value. Alright, so he's also got Indomitable. He's got the Green Lantern Corps and JLA team abilities, so he can carry up to 8 friendly characters. Alright. There's his dial. So we've got a couple clicks of all aboard, then some sidestep, then we got some telekinesis, and then some incapacitate, some barrier, initial deflection, and regen. We got perplex and range combat expert. Okay, alright. And we'll look at his team-up card at the end. Next up, we've got Shazam, or for those that prefer, Captain Marvel. Shazam comes in at 95 or 45 points as a JLA team ability. He's got Fawcett City, Justice League, and Mystical keywords, Justice League Unlimited trait, as well as another trait, Shazam. Make a close attack targeting all adjacent opposing characters. Hit characters are each dealt 2 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. If Shazam misses all targets with this attack until your next turn, he has immobile and earthbound neutralized. Okay. Looking at the dial, we've got hypersonic speed that gives way to charge. We've got, for the latter half of his dial, he's got super strength, full dial of impervious as well. And defense that doesn't drop below a 17, so oof, yeah, you gotta, yeah. He's gonna take a licking. Next up, we have Dr. Emil Hamilton. So Dr. Hamilton was a longtime ally of Superman's from the Superman animated series. However, in Justice League Unlimited, he suddenly became a villain. He started working with Project Cadmus. So Dr. Hamilton comes in at 25 points as the team player wildcard ability. He also has the Metropolis, Project Cadmus, Star Labs, and Scientist keywords. Finally, we have a trait. Invented the anti-kryptonite suit. When a friendly character within 4 squares would be dealt penetrating damage, roll a d6. On a 4, 5, or a 6, the damage can be reduced instead. Looking at his dial, we've got Sidestep on speed, Mastermind on defense, and Power on damage. He's not an attacker. He is, plain and simple, a support figure. Next up, we've got Shining Knight, another member of the Seven Soldiers. Shining Knight's whole shtick is he's a knight from Arthurian days who's trapped in the present. Sir Justin Arthur. Alright, so Shining Knight comes in at 50 points, has the JLA team ability as well as the Justice League, Seven Soldiers, Mystical, Pass, and Warrior keywords. He also has the Justice League Unlimited trait. Looking at his dial, we've got a special power right off the bat on speed for 1 click called, to me, Winged Victory. Winged Victory being his flying horse. This gives him charge and flight. Then we got a couple clicks of flurry, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep. Blades on his first few clicks of attack. On defense, we have a special defense power. I would gladly offer my life to protect those that can't protect themselves. Defend, toughness. When an adjacent friendly character is missed by an opponent's attack, after resolutions, heal Shining Knight 1 click. And he's got his defense value is pretty high. We got some 18s and a couple of 17s there. So yeah, he's probably gonna be taking advantage of that, at least a little bit. Finally, we've got Shade. Shade was a member of the Injustice League that Lex Luthor formed, and then would later join Gorilla Grodd's secret society of supervillains. He comes in at 45 points and has the Injustice League keyword, or team ability, as well as the Injustice League keyword, followed by Legion of Doom, Secret Society supervillains, and Mystical. We got 2 traits. First off is Injustice League, same as Lex and Copperhead. Then we've got Shadow Portals. Stealth, passenger 3, but only to carry characters that occupy his smoke cloud markers, even if they're not adjacent. Then looking at his dial, we got a full dial of phasing, full dial of special attack power, bending the darkness, poison, smoke cloud. Smoke cloud is free, but he can only generate a number of markers equal to the total number of action tokens on opposing characters with a max of 6. Then we got some super senses and some willpower. And then probability control and shape change. His whole shtick is controlling darkness and shadows. Now, let's take a look at the Green Lantern team-up card. It's the team-up is with Superman. If a friendly character named Superman is on the map, Lantern can use super strength and improved target ignores hindering terrain. Okay, alright, that's actually pretty good. I like that. Alright. Man. Of course we're only 4 in and no duplicates. That really shouldn't become as too much of a surprise. Alright. What have we got now? Oh, we got we got the other Lex now. Okay. We got Cheetah. Supergirl. Another Joker. And Ultra Humanite. We got ourselves another super rare. Okay, alright. Okay. And there are actually 2 Supergirls in the set. I don't remember if this is the good one or not. I think neither of them are all that high up on the rarity-wise. Okay. Alright, we'll set aside Joker, because we already looked at him. Lex, Cheetah, Supergirl, and Ultra Humanite. That's honestly another team I tried building from the cartoon in HeroClix with non-animated character figures, and is the Injustice League. And Ultra Humanite was definitely the... Actually, there were a lot of problems there. Okay. So, we're going to start off with... We'll be starting off with Lex. Alright, so... There's Lex. Now, this is an episode-specific take on Lex. And we'll get... He comes in at 30 points. He has the Injustice League and Justice League keywords. He also has a 10-point trait. The Great Brain Robbery. When Lex Luthor will be KO'd, you may instead replace him with JLU number 3 Flash on click number 3. Protected Pulse Wave. Okay. The Great Brain Robbery had Lex and the Flash accidentally swapping consciousness, or swapping minds. Led to some very amusing moments with the Flash trying to gather and figuring, well, I'm here, I may as well learn what I can about the Injustice League. Or Lex going into one of the bathrooms on the Watchtower, figuring, well, if anything, I figure who the Flash is. So he pulls off the Flash mask, looks in the mirror, and is just like, I have no idea who this is. Okay, so looking at the dial, we've got we got a full dial of sidestep, we got a couple clicks of Mastermind, followed by a couple clicks of Willpower. On damage, we have a special power, no, 'cause I'm evil. Leadership. When Lex uses leadership and fails, he can use Perplex this turn, but only to target a friendly character. That then gives way to Outwit. I would say that's a neat little thing to do for that. Then we've got Cheetah. Cheetah comes in at 45 points and has the Injustice League team ability, as well as the Injustice League, Legion of Doom, Secret Society, Supervillains, and Animal keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores hindering terrain. We also got 2 traits, the Injustice League trait, like the other Lex, Shade, and Copperhead, and cat-like reflexes. Once per turn, you may re-roll a roll the Cheetah made for Blaze Claw's Fangs or Super Senses. That's really great. So, looking at our dial, we got some charge, some sidestep, a full run of blades, some Super Senses, and some combat reflexes. So yeah, she's going to be potentially dishing it out. Next up, we've got Supergirl. Supergirl here comes in at 100 points. She has the Justice League and Legion of Superpowers, Legion of Superheroes trait or team abilities. We got as well as the Justice League, Kryptonian, Legion of Superheroes, and Metropolis keywords. We got the Justice League Unlimited trait, as well as a special speed power, Kryptonian Speed, which grants her flurry and hypersonic speed. Then, looking at the dial, we've got Kryptonian Speed at 3 points on it. Beginning of the dial, middle of the dial, end of the dial. We got some charge and sidestep between those clicks. A couple clicks of Super Strength, correspond with her having charge. A lot of invulnerability. She's got Indomitable, as you can see as well. A couple clicks of Toughness, and a couple points of Close Combat Expert, which are actually very well placed to coincide with her sidestep. I'd say it's honest. There are things I can definitely say I like about that dial design, but there's also a lot I can say I don't like. Namely, the way it feels just so sporadic. I think a good dodge is going to flow, if that makes any sense. Alright, next up we've got Ultra Humanite. Ultra Humanite comes in at either 50 or 25 points. Has the Injustice League team ability as well as the Injustice League animal and scientist keywords. We've got 2 traits. First off, the Injustice League trait, like Lex, Cheetah, and Copperhead, and Shade. The other one is busy listening to Mozart. If Ultra Humanite is 25 points, he's KO'd when his dial clicks past the red KO line. Protected Pulse Wave. Okay. So looking at the dial, we get a couple clicks before the red KO line, which pops up after click 2. We got a couple clicks of the special speed power. Far easier to use my superior intellect and mental powers, giving him mind control and sidestep. When he uses mind control, his range value becomes 8, and he has improved targeting, ignores hindering elevated, blocking, and characters. So, yeah, he ignores everything. Then after that, we get some sidestep on attack. We've got telekinesis followed by super strength, followed by quake. On defense, we open up with willpower. Then we get a stop click in the middle there, as you can see. There's that one spot. I'll destroy you myself. Stop. Toughness. Okay. That thing gives way to, well, toughness. Then we get some, on the last 3 clicks of the dodge, got some wit. Okay, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Alright, we'll take from this end. Dear God, I hope I'm not going over. Alright, we got Justice Lord Superman, got Green Arrow, and we got a team-up card for Green Arrow. Vixen and the Star Lab Scientist. Oh, Cadmus. Cadmus Scientist looks like it. Okay, let's pop out Soups, Vixen, set Red Tornado off the side with the extra Joker we've got, Green Arrow, and Star Lab Scientist. Alright, team up card. Or Cadmus Scientist. In fact, we'll take a look at the Cadmus Scientist first. This is actually a bit different from his Star Labs counterpart. However, it looks just like Dr. Hamilton, and since it's Cadmus, well, that automatically means bad guy, so yeah. Yeah, there actually is an order to how to setting these up over here. Good guys, bad guys. Anyways, Cadmus Lab Scientist comes at 15 points. He's got the Project Cadmus and Scientist keywords. Then, got some sidestep, we got some poison, we got some willpower. We also have the special damage power, the Doomsday Sanction. Empower. As a power action, choose an adjacent friendly character that character can use Battle Fury until your next turn. Okay, and then we get some Empower by itself at the end. Alright, I mean, not terrible, not great. Next up, we've got Vixen. Vixen comes in at 75 points and has the JLA team ability, as well as the Justice League, Justice League International, Animal, Celebrity, and Mystical keywords. She's also got improved movement, ignores hindering terrain, and 2 traits. First off, Justice League Unlimited. Then Tantu Totem. Free. Choose a standard power printed on Vixen's dial. Vixen can use the chosen power until your next turn. And then we've got Charge, Flurry, Leap Climb, Plasticity, Poison, Quake, Blaze Claws, Fangs, Combat Reflexes and Vulnerability, Super Senses, Willpower, Regeneration, Exploit Weakness, and Close Combat Expert. So yeah, she can use practical. She's got a rather large chunk of powers she can potentially use. Next, we've got the Emerald Archer himself, Green Arrow. I actually really like that that sculpt. Ollie there comes in at 40 points. He's got the Justice League, Star City, and Martial Artist keywords. We got 2 traits. This team thing is new to me. I usually work alone. Green Arrow modifies damage +1 when making range attacks. He modifies range +2 if he is not within 4 squares of another friendly character. That's impressive, actually. The next one is an arrow for every situation. Green Arrow can use his displayed attack power as free. Does not affect precision strike. Okay. So, looking at the dial, we've got some running shot, sidestep, then we've got precision strike, smoke cloud, incapacitate, energy explosion, penetrating psychic blast, and a full dial of willpower. If all he's going to have on defense is willpower, he honestly should have been given, Indomitable. But that's just my opinion. Finally, we've got Justice Lord Superman. I've actually made a pretty good dent in the Justice Lords. Alright. Justice Lord Superman comes in at 175 points. Got Indomitable as well as the Superman team ability. And the Justice League. Oh, no. This is not Justice Lord Superman. This is Future Superman. Okay, alright. That's Superman Beyond. My bad. We've got the Justice League, Kryptonian, Metropolis, Celebrity, and Future keywords. We got 2 traits. First off is Boom Tube Travel. Once per game, phasing teleport. When he uses it, his speed value is 12, and after resolutions, remove an action token from him. Okay. Then we've got another trait. 7 decades under a yellow sun. Super Strength. Superman has protected outwit, except from characters that are higher points or that can use the Superman enemy team ability. Okay, so Lex is a little more useful. Then looking at his dial, we've got a massive amount of charge, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep. Got a good chunk of his special attack power, Seismic Slam, which gives him Quake. When he uses it and targets more than one character, each hit character is dealt 4 damage instead of 2. That's insane. He's got Indomitable on defense, and he's got he opens up with with Invincible, which gives way to the special power, the Never-Ending Battle. Those are all stop clicks. Invulnerability, and when he clears 2 action tokens, heal him 1 click. And then on damage, we've got some leadership. Man, that's insane. That's like one of the best Supermans I've seen. Alright, so one more for this video, and then we'll call it quits for this video. Okay. Oh, right. Green Arrow's team up card. Batman. If you have a friendly Batman teamed up with Green Arrow, Green Arrow can use stealth and has free. If you occupy hindering terrain, move up to 2 squares. Okay, alright. Simple. It's not game breaking. I very much appreciate the fact that these, from what I was hearing about them initially, I thought they were replacements they would be in place of the regular character card, but I'm glad to see that you get the regular character card with it no matter what. So, alright. Like I said, this will be the last one we do before stopping for the moment. We got ourselves Static. We've got Flash from Great Brain Robbery, another Cadmus Scientist, another Justice Lord Batman, and Solomon Grundy, who thankfully is wearing pants. I don't think any of us wanted to see that. Alright. There's Flash, Cadmus Scientist, Static, Justice League Batman, and Grundy. Alrighty. And yes, this is the Great Brain Robbery Flash. So, we'll start there. Flash comes in at 30 points, has the Injustice League team ability as well as the Injustice League, Justice League, and Speedster keywords. 10-point trait, the Great Brain Robbery, and when he would be KO'd, he is replaced with JLU number 8, Lex Luthor, on click number 3, and that's protected from Pulse Wave. He also has the Injustice League trait. Then looking at his dial, we've got some Hypersonic, click of Hypersonic followed by some Charge, we get some Precision Strike, some Super Senses, some Energy Deflection, and some Outwit. Next, we've got Static. Okay, so I'll just come out and say it. I had no problem with Static. It's just I never really got into the character. I know the vague basics of who he is. But yeah. Static comes in at 50 points. He's got the Titans team ability, as well as the Justice League, Teen Titans, and Young Justice keywords. We got also the Justice League Limited trait. And looking at the dial, we've got a couple clicks of running shot, a couple clicks of sidestep. We got a special power and attack called Superconductivity. Energy Explosion. He deals penetrating damage to characters occupying water terrain or with the armor, robot, or vehicle keywords. Okay. Got some energy deflection followed by super senses and a full run of enhancements. Okay, alright. I like it. I like it. And all for 50 points. That's not bad at all. Also, that energy explosion, you got 2 targets, so that'll definitely help with the energy explosion. Finally, Solomon Grundy. Grundy comes in at 75 points, has the Injustice League team ability as well as the Injustice League trait. He also has the Gotham City Underworld, Injustice League, Injustice Society, Brute, Monster, and Mystical keywords. Then we have another trait. The Life and Death of Solomon Grundy. Free. Turn Solomon Grundy's dial to the same click number of a different color. The first time Grundy would be KO'd, instead turn to either click number 1, and he can't use this trait this game. That's protected Pulse Wave. Okay. So, we've got some sidestep, some plasticity, super strength. I think that's steel energy. Yeah. Is indomitable, invincible, impervious, empower, close combat expert, charge, flurry, quake, steel energy, invincible, or invulnerability and toughness, and battle fury. Okay, alright. This later dial kind of reminds me of when Grundy got resurrected without his soul. It was a touching episode. Anyway, that's it for this portion of the unboxing series. We'll be back to finish up this brick and start on this one here momentarily. Alright, as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.